As shocking as it may seem, Cameron Diaz hasn't starred in any major motion pictures since the release of Annie back in 2014. Now, there's a lot of reason to why Hollywood has since refused to cast Cameron, so let's break it down. Hi, I'm Stacey Taylor, and today I'll be breaking down the real reason why Hollywood won't cast Cameron Diaz anymore. At number 10, we have She's Lost Her Drawing Power. Now, Cameron can still turn a basic movie into a box office hit. If you take a look at movies like Bad Teacher and The Other Woman, these movies both had middling reviews, and Cameron was able to bring in millions of dollars to the box office. The problem is, however, for every hit she's also had some pretty major flops that the critics have ripped apart, and these movies have shown some pretty disappointing returns at the box office. Even in the movie musical Annie, it was a disappointment when its release failed to catch on, with audiences earning just $85 million off a staggering $65 million budget, which proves that Cameron may no longer be bankable on just her star power alone. At number 9, she peaked early. So part of the reason why it's such a downer to see Cameron's career to where it is today compared to where it was before has to do with the fact that just over 20 years ago, she was positioning herself to become one of Hollywood's greatest comedic actors. In 1997, she added depth and humor to her character in My Best Friend's Wedding, and the press and critics quickly took notice. The following year, Cameron's performance in the film Something About Mary would earn her the Best Actress award for the New York Film Critics Circle. In 2003, her performances were even able to nab her a Globe nomination. Cameron's early career demonstrated her star power from Something About Mary to Charlie's Angels, and her career trajectory became even more frustrating as she wasn't able to live up to the expectations Hollywood wanted for her. Are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. At number 8, we have her comfort zone. So it's said the real reason Cameron is not able to live up to what Hollywood is now wanting from her is because despite her desire to get out of her comfort zone, she always seems to end up back in it. In the last decade, Cameron has been typecasted and has been forced to play variations of the same characters. In the movie What Happened in Vegas, Cameron is a career woman who marries a party boy. In the movie Night and Day, she plays a single woman who gets tangled up in a fugitive relationship with a spy. In the movie What to Expect When You're Expecting, Cameron plays a celebrity fitness guru caught off guard by oh so equalizing demands of pregnancy. And in the 2011 film Bad Teacher, Cameron did end up switching the gears in a raunch mode. However, the movie was still a rom-com. It's gotten to the point that Cameron's career has been so equivalent to writing an essay the night before it's due. You know, the moment when you think the essay is great and you're gonna ace it. However, you're most likely get a C on it and you're just gonna have to accept it was good enough. At number 7, Shrek overstayed its welcome. Now, Shrek started off as something unique. However, by the third movie, nobody wanted to see or hear from it ever again. Now, naturally, the film had impressive box office returns, and it warranted a couple sequels. However, it wasn't necessary for Hollywood to stretch out the franchise to a fourth movie. By 2010, when Shrek Forever After debuted, it was the lowest grossing film in the franchise since it all started. The audience would then finally be over the once lovable green ogres, and they were ready to move on to something more creative in the animated sequels. Now, the screenwriter Michael McCullers even told The Hollywood Reporter back in 2019 he had began writing a 5th installment for Shrek, which had some pretty big reinventions planned, which meant that Cameron probably wouldn't even be asked to return. At number 6, the sun definitely did not come out for Annie. Now, when you compare the 2014 remake of Annie to the original 1982 version, a lot of fans disagree with the remake of the beloved musical for many reasons. Hollywood missed a legitimate chance to make something great out of a musical, and instead of keeping it legit, they changed a lot from the beloved storyline, and that drove fans nuts. The remake did provide a rare opportunity for Annie to be played by a young black actress, and in return, it provided a rare opportunity for Hollywood to make a movie for young black kids, and that's definitely something we had to praise Hollywood for this golden move. For Cameron, however, Annie allowed her to sink her teeth into a meaty role against the other roles she's been typecasted in. This role would make older generations look at her in a new light while introducing herself to an entirely new set of moviegoers. But the fact that her talent was drawn out by a bad script and bad autotune, it still made a lot of viewers mad. Sometimes it's just best to leave a film how it is rather than trying to make it more current and up to date. So if you're listening and watching this, someone please save Annie. At number 5, she earned an early retirement. Even though Cameron started off her career late as an actress, she was able to find more success in Hollywood than most actors will ever see in their lifetime. Her debut in the movie The Mask grossed more than $350 million worldwide, and it paved a way for Cameron to enjoy a career in which she could turn even the most basic movies like Charlie's Angels into a multi-million-dollar success. We also can't ignore the Shrek machine that went underway in 2001 after 4 movies and the wildly popular film in which Cameron voiced the beloved character of Princess Fiona. It grossed over $1 billion just in the United States alone, meaning the actress could have retired years ago just off of her success, so her absence isn't really shocking. Number 4, her books have hidden messages. So since Cameron has been absent on the big screen over the last few years, she's actually begun carving her career as a lifestyle author. In 2013, she wrote the bestseller The Body Book: Feed, Move, Understand, and Love Your Amazing Body. On the heels of that success, she also released a book in 2016 which examined the art and science of growing older and offered women to choose healthier lifestyles while feeling younger. In an interview, Cameron would highlight how the studio and film industry has a certain perception on how your body should look, and it's scary and a dangerous thing to put in someone's mind. That's why her books are more focused on personal wellness, because you don't need to look younger to feel younger, and it all starts with taking care of your health and taking the time to love yourself for who you are and not for what people want you to be. At number 3, we have Selma Spilled the Tea. So longtime friend Selma Blair dropped an unintentional bombshell when she talked about Cameron during an interview with Evening Standards. So Selma would go on to say that she would love to do a sequel with Cameron, however, she has since retired from acting. The actress would then note that Cameron has had an amazing career and she's been so successful that she doesn't need to return back to Hollywood. To no surprise, the internet would go into a frenzy at the announcement, considering Cameron never made it. Inside sources have since said that Cameron is being consistently asked to do films to get her out of retirement, and she's simply just not interested in returning back to the big screen anytime soon. But I guess we'll just have to wait for Cameron to clear this all up for herself. At number 2, acting pro tip. So Cameron isn't known for picking the best scripts to be a part of, and it's still shocking just how badly some of these movies she's been in have been reviewed. Now, none of her films since Norman Lloyd have been given a fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and that even includes the Shrek franchise. Not to mention, Cameron's most recent film also collected some of the worst reviews in her entire career. In the movie The Counselor, critics have dubbed the movie unbelievably awful, partly because the actress could be seen seducing a yellow convertible. Entertainment Weekly has also referred to the scene as one of the worst scenes of the year when the movie was released. That tidbit alone shows how rough her career in films has become and why companies are so hesitant to work with her. And at number 1 today, we have her retirement. Now, it's not 100% sure that Cameron is serious when she tossed some headline comments during a reunion with the Sweetest Thing co-stars. However, she was telling the truth, and it seems like her breakup with Hollywood was mutual. Cameron would state that she was semi-retired, however, she would love to still hang out with her old castmates from the movie The Sweetest Thing. So it would go on to show that Cameron has retired, however, she is still considering roles for the future. Now, Cameron will always have a career in Hollywood, assuming she would ever want to come back as an actress, and she definitely wouldn't have any problem finding her foot in again. However, if one thing's for certain is that we definitely miss the actor, so if you're watching this right now, please come back and show us something more. That's it for this video, my little peaches. Until next time, remember to stay juicy.